Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, October the 8th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the man on the move. He's coming to us in transit here, Mr. Josh Crash Davis. Josh, how are you today?
Well, I'm in a vehicle, but I'm not driving. So I want everyone to know I'm practicing safe, phone principles and everything else. So I'm not driving. I'm sitting in the parking lot of the event that we're at today for our health insurance company, and looking forward to getting into this Major League Baseball slate like always.
Fantastic. That's not like me when I was buzzing through Kentucky at about 80 miles an hour
Yeah, how you
doing
did that. Did you have a hands-free kit, or how did you pull that off?
I will not state. I'll take the fifth. I don't want my car insurance to go up.
Fair enough.
If my Allstate agent is watching, I'd be
Yeah.
in big trouble. So looks like a beautiful day there in Arkansas.
Yeah, definitely. It's about 70 degrees. It was in the low 50s this morning, so nice, cool, crisp breeze to start the day, and it's warming up now. Probably going to be about 80 by the time the day ends. So,
Oh, wow. That is
yeah.
beautiful. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool here. Western PA, which is pretty much the same weather as Cleveland. It's like a crisp, cool breeze at like 50 degrees. So it feels like fall, a lot of leaves falling. So, I want to keep that in mind with that Cleveland game because it's going to be a little chilly there.
Yeah. So King of Smack called me the Uber driver. Did you see that?
That is correct.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing your DoorDash stuff.
Yeah, really.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yep.
Well, good morning, everybody. Those that are jumping in here, Nathan Feudy wins the prize today. You're the man, Nathan, nice and early. Rose, second to the party. Niles Simmons, Tony A, Pain Blank SM, Dead Presidents, Feel the Pain, all of those and more. King of all trades, Doug L is going to be Doug W for the win today. The Prince, of course, is in there. King of Smack, definitely talking some smack. He's going to the Alabama Texas A&M game today.
Nice. Yeah.
Whew, that is a fantastic game to be at. Enjoy it. And King of Smack, I think maybe Crash will give us a discount on the Uber if we need it. So we got that in our back pocket. All right, so we have 4 really good games today, of course. Game 2 of all these early 3 gamers, and the weather's good everywhere. It's not going to be any issue there, so that makes it good. And you get baseball from 12:07 in the afternoon here in on the East Coast all the way through till about 11 o'clock tonight. So you got to enjoy that for sure, and it's all intense baseball. Interesting lines, interesting ownership again, and some skewed pricing site to site. So we'll go through all of that, Crash, and get everybody ready to take some stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get started, real quick, I posted something earlier, and it goes for members and non-members. If you join with the Lucas Special, the NBA package this weekend up until NFL kickoff tomorrow, you automatically get a free $20 DraftKings ticket to the Big Millie Maker, the $3.5 million contest that goes tomorrow. So take advantage of that. Just go to dfscoachtalk.com, click Lucas Special, and you're good to go all the way through April 9th, 2023. If you're watching here on YouTube, quick thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, click the little alert in the upper corner. That would be greatly appreciated. If you're watching live on Twitter, a quick like and retweet, also very appreciated. And if you want to try out the best prop site on the planet, it is Boom Fantasy, also known as Boom DFS, and it's at Play Boom Sports on Twitter. You can click the link that we have connected right here in our bio on YouTube, on Twitter, and on our website. All right, Crash, no more playing around. We've got good weather, and we're ready to attack these 4 games. We have a few lineups that have come out, but hopefully a few more will drop during the podcast. First game, 12:07, Tampa Bay Rays and Cleveland Guardians. We have only a total of 6, 3 implied on both sides, and looks like we've got the mailman making a special appearance, and Chance has decided to call out the Rays Guardians game here. So it is a total of 6, 3 on each side. Tyler Glass now 5.6K, super cheap there. Tristan McKenzie 8.7K on that side of the mound, I guess. We have lineups that are confirmed. Diaz, Franco, Arozarena, Ramirez, Choi, Paredes, Margot, Bethancourt, Siri. On the other side, it's Juan Rosario Ramirez, Naylor Gonzalez Jimenez, Brennan Hedges Straw. So those lineups are out. Low total, cool temperatures, 50 degrees, a little bit of wind blowing left to right, but it's a cool wind. And it's pretty much a pick'em game in Vegas, and even totals on both sides. So what are you thinking in game 1, Crash?
Yeah, I think it's going to be another low-scoring game. I mean, that seemed to be the theme yesterday, is every game was going well under the total, except for, of all games, the Mets and the Padres, which I thought that would be the lowest-scoring game. So never know. But I do like McKenzie for the Guardians, and I like a few of the Guardians bats too. You could run it back on the opposite side with Randy Arozarena. I think he would be my top play from the Rays. But I think it's going to be another, 3-2, 2-1 low scoring game. So.
Okay. I like McKenzie. He's my value pitcher today. I just think with the temperature and the high strikeout potential that he has. And, Tampa Bay was the 3rd worst as far as striking out against right-handed pitchers this year.
Wow. Yeah.
And McKenzie's a strikeout pitcher. So that ceiling is there. The temperature's cool. He throws a hard fastball. It's a heavy ball. And so I just think it's a good matchup for him. I really do. And he has definitely stepped up this year. And he's had some good outings. And just pitched against Tampa on September 28th. Went 6 innings. They limited him to 88 pitches, just getting him ready for the playoffs. And he had 37 Fanduel points, only gave up 1 earned run, struck out 6. The game before that showed his ceiling, though. Against the White Sox, he had 67 with 8 innings, only 100 pitches, and 13 Ks. So he's been pitching well. I like the matchup, and I think hopefully a good way to start out the day for us. And let's look at ownership on pitching, since we're both looking at McKenzie a little bit, because he is not getting shown a whole lot of love here. It's DeGrom is the chalk for sure. He's at 49% ownership on DraftKings projected. 29 for Nola, 27 Gausman, 26 Snell, and then McKenzie at 24. Glass now 21, Mikolas 15, and Ray 7. On FanDuel, it looks like this crashed 36 DeGrom, so not quite as chalky. Nola 19, Snell 16, McKenzie 12, Gausman 8, Mikolas 4, Glass now 3, and Ray 1. So,
wow.
Yeah. And then on Yahoo, 58% DeGrom, so monster chalk there. 36% Gausman comes in second on Yahoo. 28% Snell, 26% Nola, 20% McKenzie, 17 Ray, 8 Mikolas, and 7 Glass now. So DeGrom definitely the chalk. Pretty spread out in that next group of 4. And then you got the bottom couple of guys. So, McKenzie's definitely not going to be chalky. And I think he's going to find his way into a good majority of my lineups.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely looks like a decent matchup for him. Like you said, they've struck out at a high rate against right-handed pitchers. What do you say, third most, I think?
Third most against righties for the season. And that's with a lot of garbage teams in there. So, yeah,
right.
That's really the convincer for me.
Yeah, and the low ownership too kind of takes it over the top for me too. So
low ownership, high strikeout potential, good ceiling, pitched well against them, cool weather. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, and shout out to you because yesterday you were all over Shane Bieber and he was the top pitcher. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, he pitched fantastic. I'll tell you what, man, I thought it was going to be really something because my lineup, I had Ramirez and Bieber in every lineup.
I know.
I was in first place, right at the start. And then I faded Scherzer everywhere.
Right.
So I thought, that combination should have led to a huge day, and I barely scratched into the money. So
yeah, it's stupid Padres bats. They took over the slate. So
Padres dominated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like Scherzer. I thought the Padres could hit him a little bit. And I even said it on the podcast. They'd hit a few homers, but I didn't think, good Lord, guys off the bench, guys, bottom of the order, everybody hit a homer. Ridiculous. Quick hello there to Coach Mom joined us. Rodney Pollard joined us. JT's in there. I like it.
Sounds like liking DeGrom tonight. I'm looking at
we've had multiple people. King of Smack doesn't like him. I heard earlier, so total fade for somebody else said it. I'm surprised. I know that he's given up 3 earned runs or more in his last 4 starts.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if people are just salty because of the Scherzer thing last night, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. Mr. Few, how you doing, man? All right. As far as bats go, I mean, I'm obviously not going to go with anybody on the Tampa side, but I would like to get to some of the Guardians if possible, just a couple, not a stack, but Rosario's a good play. Ramirez is always a good play, but I do like him a little bit from the left side, which he will be at today. So that makes me want to play him at 6-1. Naylor and Gonzalez in the 4-5 hole are pretty cheap too. So I'd like to get a couple of the Guardians bats.
Yeah, I like the Guardians too.
All right, game 2, 4:07, Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays. It is the roof will be shut, 7.5 total, 3.30 implied for Seattle, 4.20 for the Blue Jays. Robbie Ray, the lefty, 7.1K against Kevin Gascan Gausman, 6.8K. So now Gausman's pretty good, but it's an interesting matchup. The lineups haven't dropped yet. What's your initial take on this one?
I mean, Toronto has to win, obviously, so I do like them. Now, the big piece of news is going to be whether or not Springer's in the lineup. If he's not in the lineup, I think it could be an uphill climb for the Blue Jays today, but I think that he helped take him over the top. Hopefully he'll be in the lineup. So that's my take. I do like some of the Mariners bats, though. I mean, they showed up yesterday pretty well against who was pitching yesterday for Toronto? I just drew a blank. Manoah. Yeah.
Manoah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you could look at Mitch Haniger would probably be my favorite play on the Seattle side. Okay. And then George Springer. And I don't mind going back to Tapia. I know he burned us all yesterday, but he does have, I think he's 1 for 3 with a home run, just 1 plate appearance against Robbie Ray. But it's lefty. So if he's in the lineup, not a lot of people are going to play him.
Yeah, I don't even have him in my projected lineup now that I look. So
Okay.
that's something we'll have to keep a closer eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, my fade pitcher is Robbie Ray. I mean, that's been our theme a lot this year, and it's stung us
Right.
sometimes because he's certainly had some good outings. But Toronto's back is against the wall, big crowd there. Uh, I think they step up. This is the highest total of the
Mm-hmm.
4 games, even though it's only 7.5. It's the highest by 2 run or by a full run. So it's
Yeah.
playoff baseball.
Right. And Adam Frazier, I also have as my BVP play in this game. He's 13 for 32, 10 singles, 3 doubles, a 406 batting average against Gossman. So I do like Adam Frazier as well in this game.
Yeah, I think he's a sneaky play, and I do like this game. I'll have again some bats here for sure. My mini stack today of the games is Toronto. I
Mm-hmm.
really am going to go Blue Jays here. Again, we don't know if Springer's going to be in or not. He got hit with a pitch yesterday. I think it was on the hand or wrist, somewhere in that area. So
Yeah.
we need to see if he can play. Like you said, that does change the entire lineup and will shift things a little bit if he's not in. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully he can go. But I'm looking more towards the middle of the order in Bichette Guerrero, a little bit on with Kirk, and I like Matt Chapman today as well.
Mm.
So I could very easily get to 3 Blue Jays bats. They'll have my most exposure, and not against grabbing a bat on the other side, from Seattle. But one thing, with Seattle is they don't have a lot of good left-handed sticks. So
Yeah.
that is an advantage for sure for Gausman and the Blue
Right.
Jays. You look at the lefties, their lineup just dropped. Here it is: Rodriguez, France, Suarez, Raleigh, who we talked about on this show
Mm-hmm.
extensively yesterday, Haniger, Frazier, Santana, Kalenic, and Crawford. So you've got lefties, 4 of them at the bottom, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's really weird. And
Yeah.
then Cal Raleigh's a switch hitting catcher in the
Mm.
cleanup hole. So, you do have
Yeah.
5 of them, but the key bats, Rodriguez, France, and Suarez and Haniger, all from the right side. So
Yeah. Raleigh hit one out for us yesterday. So that was nice.
he did. He did.
Yeah.
Um, so a one-off or so for the Seattle, and Toronto's going to be really a key game for me today.
Yep. Oh, I learned the other day that his name, Jared, it's actually Kelnick. The E is silent. So they were talking about
Kelnick.
broadcast. Yeah.
It's not Kalenic, it's
It's a
Kelnick.
2-syllable word. Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Kelnick.
Bird.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Very
Yep.
interesting. Kelnick. Okay. We'll get that right going forward. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
still not going to say the Yankees catcher because I can't say it.
Ashioka.
Higgy. He's Higgy.
Yeah.
How about we look at stack, since I am going with that Toronto stack? Let's see what the planet is going with stack wise. DraftKings right now has Toronto. I'm a chalk eater, Crash.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Toronto is 21. Seattle is 16. So they're expecting runs in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia third, surprising at 14. Tampa at 14. That makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Mets 13, Cleveland 10, St. Louis 9. They're second to last, and
Oh,
the
wow.
Padres 5.
And I guess they think the Cardinals season's over. I mean,
I guess.
I don't
I
think
would not put when the Cardinals' back is against the wall. That's dangerous.
when they're at their best. Yeah.
Definitely. On FanDuel, my Blue Jays are 26, Philadelphia 17, Tampa Bay 15, Seattle 14, Mets 13, Cleveland 8, St. Louis 5, and San Diego 2. And then Yahoo to clean the chalk here, Toronto 20, Tampa 19, Philadelphia 17, St. Louis 12, Cleveland 10, Seattle 10, Mets 8.5, San Diego 5.5. So interesting. Not exactly what I would have projected, but seems like people are having difficulty figuring it out here in the playoffs.
Again, huh? Yep.
And yesterday was no exception. All the chalk was sideways and lower owned stuff was coming in. So
you
just don't know.
Yeah. Like we talked about yesterday, it's those one or two low owned home runs that make the difference on these lineups in these playoff games.
No question about it. All right, game 3. It is San Diego at the Mets, 7:37 game, 55 degrees in New York, wind blowing out to right at 11 miles an hour. A big grand total of 5.5 total in this game, and 2.39 implied for the Padres, 3.11 for the Mets. Blake Snell, the lefty, 7.9K against Jacob deGrom, 10.4K. What do you think, Crash?
Yeah, I like the Mets. I like deGrom. I mean, they're in that must-win game mode, so I think they bounce back today. I know a lot of people like Snell because he's been pitching so well, but the Mets are really good against lefties, and I think that they're going to hit Snell up a little bit today. So I think we're headed for a game 3.
Stacking some of the Mets?
A little bit. Canna and Marte would be my 2 favorites.
Okay.
Also look at Pete Alonso, obviously. But those 3, the righties. And then I guess if you want for some value, you could look at Darren Ruff. He's really good against lefties too. So
okay. And those we'll have to see when these lineups drop, who's in there, because managers have been getting a little tricky with some of the lineups here. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So the reason I think people are fading deGrom is he is the most expensive, no question. He's 10-4 on DraftKings, 11-3 on Fanduel, which is pretty steep, and 59 on Yahoo, which is high. But I like Jacob deGrom. I'm not giving up on him. I know that he's had 4 outings in a row. Here's his earned runs in his last 4 outings, Crash. 3-5-3-3. That is really shocking, to be honest with you. He went into the game on September 7th against the Pirates and threw 7 shutout innings and had a 1.66 ERA. Then he goes against the Cubs on September 13th. After that, he saw his ERA in 4 games go from 1.66 to 3.08. So I understand why people are a little concerned here.
Right.
But I've got a couple of reasons why I want to debunk that. Even in the 4 games where he gave up those runs, he had 11 strikeouts against Atlanta, 13 against Pittsburgh, 10 against the Cubs, only 5 against Oakland, but that was just a weird game that he got pulled on a low pitch count. So he's still striking out people. And his fantasy score with those earned runs, which aren't, a layup here, 43, 45, and 46. So, you don't have to get the greatest pitcher on the planet like he was most of the year for him to be a top scorer here. So I'm going with them. Their backs against the wall. They need the game. Cooler temperatures in New York. It's Jacob deGrom, man. He's got 5 pitches. His, sometimes when his slider's on, mixed with that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, he's unhittable. And, all of a sudden, everybody thinks the Padres are the greatest hitting team in the world because of 1 game. They have had big slumps this year at times. So I'm all in on deGrom. So yes, coach is chalky today. I'm chalky because I have the top pitcher, and I'm chalky because I have the top stack. But you know what? That happens. Usually I'm pretty contrarian, but in my single entries, I'll be getting different with a couple of different guys that I like throughout the slate hopefully that can make a difference. But I'm going to be with the field on a lot of these plays. So yeah, I like a few Mets bats. Hello, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Hopefully everybody can hear me. You
Yeah,
there? Everything just crashed. I don't know what happened.
I have no idea what happened. I had a message that said that my internet was unstable or something, but I didn't know if you lost it too, because when I went back in, you weren't there. So
Everything dropped. Let's see. Okay. I was talking about DeGrom. Concerns me with his blister. You know what? I know that he's got a blister he's dealing with, but I mean, I think he gets through this, man. I really do. I'm not going with any pods bats at all. I believe DeGrom can get 7 innings, strike out 11, and that's what I'm sticking by.
yeah,
I think even though he is the chalk pitcher today, I think you'll see that ownership's not going to be through the roof like it normally would. It's still high, but I think the blister issue, the fact he's given up some runs lately, what happened last night, I think it'll keep us in a good position there to do really well. So, I mean, that's where I'm going all the way around. Let me just see here real quick. RJ, hello. If I didn't say hello to Doug L, hello. Yes. So I think everybody's back. Everybody can see us, I hope. And so that's where I'm going in that game. And ride or die DeGrom today for me.
mm-hmm.
How about you in this game overall?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going with DeGrom in single entry and cash games for sure. Tournaments probably not going to go to him as much, but on DraftKings, I'll have him everywhere. I did the same thing yesterday with Bieber, and it worked out pretty well. So
Very good.
yeah.
All right. Let's get to the final game of the day, and then we'll let people get on their way to college football and get these choices in so we can get the slate started. We finished the day with the Phillies and Cardinals, 8:37 tonight, 6.5 total. Only 52 degrees in St. Louis, so nice and cool, no wind. 3.35 implied for Philly, 3.15 for the Cardinals. Aaron Nola, 9.1K against Miles Mikolas, 6K. And no lineups officially out just yet. What are you looking at, Crash?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a regression game a little bit for Aaron Nola. I know he's coming off that almost perfect start against the Astros
Yeah.
this week, and I think he comes back down to earth. Like you said, the Cardinals, when their backs are against the wall, that's when they play their best, and I expect that fully tonight. So Goldschmidt, Arenado, Pujols, all those guys are in play for me tonight.
Okay. I like it. I think this will be a good game. I am also not playing Nola today. He has been hot, but St. Louis at home, you know, they're retiring all these guys, Pujols and Molina and everything. They
Yeah,
do not want to go out in this first round
definitely.
like this.
Yeah.
So I think they tighten the belt and play tough today. I'm not sure I'm going to spend up for the huge bats though, just because I do respect Nola. But I'd like to get some of the more affordable guys, maybe a Pujols or
Yeah.
Donovan, Carlson. My home run call is very contrarian, so I'm not all chalk today. I like Corey Dickerson to go deep on Nola.
I was actually going to mention Corey Dickerson, so I'm glad you did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that call.
He's only 2.4K. I know he can get pinch hit for at the end of games, but I like him today. I think he's a real sneaky intangible, and trying to find a few spots to get, off of the Toronto chalk and the DeGrom chalk. So I think, you get that one-off home run from somebody like a Dickerson, and that, that can get it done for you.
Speaking of Toronto, their lineup just dropped. I got a notification on my phone. Can you check and see what that is?
Let's see if it came up on here. I don't have it yet, but I will keep looking. It should.
It's on Underdog MLB if you go over there on Twitter.
Okay. Well, I'll jump over there. Let me finish this game while I'm thinking about it real quick.
Okay.
Because my home run call my BVP call is Bryce Harper on the other side.
Yeah.
I do like Harper against Mikolas. He's due. I know he's expensive, but he's hit Mikolas before. He's only 4 for 10, small sample size, but with a homer, a 1200 OPS, 800 slugging, 400 average. And again, he's due. So I like Harper to go deep. I like a few more runs in this game. So I do want a little bit of exposure here. I think, we're going to get a few home runs today in this game in particular.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to break that game down first? Then we'll get back to the Blue Jays.
Well, like I said, I like, the main bats for St. Louis: Pujols, Goldschmidt, Arenado, and then Corey Dickerson would be my value play. On the opposite side, I do like Bryson Stott and Harper for the Phillies. I keep losing my connection now. I don't know what's going on.
I hear you.
This parking lot doesn't have great reception, I'm thinking. So,
okay.
It's our church parking lot. So, anyway, those are the plays that I like. Oh, the Prince posted their lineup, it looks like.
Yeah, I got it now. All right. So anything else in that game? We'll jump back.
Just Bryson Stott and Bryce Harper on the Phillies side. I think I said that, but yeah.
Okay. Toronto lineup does have Springer in it. So there you go.
Okay. Yep.
He's leading off, then Normal, Bichette, Guerrero, Kirk, Hernandez, Chapman, Jansen, Merrifield, and Espinal.
Mm-hmm.
So
let me see here.
Your man's not in there.
No. I think I might go with Espinal as a value play.
Yeah. I mean, we had guys at the bottom of the lineups coming through yesterday. That's for darn sure.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So you never know. Thank you to Prince. That was nice to put that in there. All right. Any other questions? Throw them in there as we start winding down here. 3D Block Turd is in there with us. How's it going, man? Mets go home tonight, Tony A says. Man, people are just hating on the Mets in here tonight. I would not count them out just yet.
Weren't they your World Series pick, Coach?
My World Series pick? Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were because of that pitching, but so far, no bananas. All three guys struggling. So DeGrom breaks them out of it tonight. He's DeGrom for a reason,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And thanks for reminding me. All right.
Saying that earlier in the year, it was probably about July or August. So
it was. I just thought with those three pitchers, who wanted to go up against them, nobody realized they'd all be, getting shelled here. It's bizarre. But I'm telling you, DeGrom's going to break that trend today. San Diego has a tendency to choke it up a little bit,
Yeah.
And why not tonight? All right. I don't see any other questions in there. So a couple of things we want to do. We went over all the numbers. So we got that squared away. We do want to put out a 2 brains are better than 1 FanDuel GPP. And Crash and I, we did a real quick draft right before the pod in case he lost contact there in the car. So I am going to read that off for those that are in here, and then we'll post it on Twitter, and we'll post this in Discord. So the two brains are better than one. FanDuel GPP lineup today is Tristan McKenzie, Vladdy Jr., Adam Frazier, Matt Chapman, Ahmed Rosario, Bryce Harper, Corey Dickerson, George Springer, and Mark Canha. So $0 left in the can. All in there: McKenzie, Guerrero, Frazier, Chapman, Rosario, Harper, Dickerson, Springer, Canha. So there we go for the two brains lineup today. And now we need to also, I have don't you love when you go to your, you go to put your lineup in there and you have a free ticket for something you won, and you're like, yes,
exactly.
I get a free ticket ride here.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that one to look forward to today. All right, we've got to throw a couple of Boom Fantasy. By the way, Boom Fantasy is our presenting sponsor. The link is connected right here on YouTube and on Twitter and on our website. So as you're hitting the thumbs up, subscribe, and hitting the alert button, also click on, remember, if we get 25 new people jumping in through the Coach Talk connection here, we get a free jersey to one of our listeners next Thursday from our big wheel there, Rick, at Boom. You ready for your Boom picks?
I looked at Boom last night and they didn't have anything up on the board, so I haven't had a chance to look at it this morning, so I don't know what's on the board.
Okay.
If you
that's okay.
George Springer, if he's on there, is he on the pick'em toss-ups?
I'll look through them. Before I forget who mine are, I'll share those, and then we'll get you a couple.
Okay.
I'm going Robbie Ray over 4.5 hits allowed. That's one of my plays.
Okay.
And the second one is Matt Chapman over a half a hit.
I like that.
Okay. Let's see. They have Espinal a half a hit if you want that one.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Okay. Let's see who else is on there. DeGrom, 8 strikeouts.
I would
like that.
7, but yeah, I'll go with that. Over 8 strikeouts. I'll go with that.
I think that's a good play, man. Let's see what else we got that I would interest you. Now, Pujols, Carlson, Edman, Molina, Nola. I think that's probably the only guys that are going to interest you there.
No George Springer on there?
No, I think they were worried because he might have been scratched. So,
what about Bryce Harper?
No, I don't see him on there. Let's try matchups real quick for anything new that came up. We could go. I like this one. Vlad Guerrero Jr. total bases over your man J-Rod.
Yeah, I could see that.
Let's see. I'm going to find one for you. Here you go. You can have total bases Bryce Harper over Real Muto.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of extra bonus picks for you for our sponsor, Boom Fantasy. All right. Kirk Swing does worry me, man. I am not as high on him as I was.
Right.
A little bit worried there, but when he does catch it, man, it goes. That's for sure.
King of Smack says World Series. Atlanta wins the World Series. Bank on that. I don't know about that one.
They're playing great ball right now.
Yep.
And their bench is so deep. I wouldn't play, never question the heart of a champion. I wouldn't bet a lot against it. I think there's a lot of teams, though. There's a really good group of teams that could win it. No doubt about it. All right. Do we have anything else, Crash, that we're forgetting?
I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. So are you posting your own lineups, or are you sending?
I am. I'm gonna be putting them together here in just a second. Final. I've got them mostly put together, but I got to finalize them and then send them over to Discord.
Outstanding. All right. Don't forget, everybody, two things. One, we're going to give away some tickets tonight for sure for the MLB or NFL Millie Maker tomorrow. And that is at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Crash and I and Steven are going to completely break down the NFL card for you tomorrow. So join us for that, and we'll give away some tickets there for sure. Let's go over our picks real quick, because it looks like we're getting a couple questions on that. I'll do mine first. My pay-ups to Grom, value pitcher McKenzie. I'm fading Ray. BVP calls Harper, home run Dickerson, and my stack that I'll use today is Toronto.
Okay. Mine are very similar to Grom and McKenzie, fade Ray, BVP,
Wow.
Adam Frazier. My top stacks are the Blue Jays and the Mets. My home run call is George Springer, and that's it.
All right. We are ready to go. Let's get this done, get some winners, build some bankroll, and definitely all jump in with us tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for the NFL podcast. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. Do really appreciate you.
I'll be back in the office tonight, so I won't be in the car.
Right. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back also again tomorrow early. I'll be in tomorrow solo 10:45 again for the slate for baseball tomorrow. So join me. Last Sunday I had to take off. I was sick. I'm almost completely better now. So I'll be ready to roll tomorrow. So thank you, everybody, for joining in. Enjoy your Saturday. Crash, safe travels. Enjoy your rest of your day. And we'll see you tonight for NFL. And then I'll be back tomorrow again when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and Boom Fantasy.